have to prepare for that. I just put
It's recording.
It's recorded.
toys, other furniture, all that away. I didn't have them all.
That's all.
Felt I took 3 naps yesterday.
I love napping.
I never sleep during the day, but yesterday.
It's healthy for you.
I'm going to say you're on antibiotics, you must be fighting something.
Infection. I like them, I cleaned all the hallway. A lot of fun stuff.
Another beautiful day.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
You can call the meeting to order. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
and roll call vote. We're all here. Roll call. Consideration of agenda. Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I'd like to make a deletion to remove update on IT under the administration department, item 4. I'm just not ready to give an update yet.
Okay, and that's under which department?
Under administration department business,
Got it.
item
Okay.
4.
Okay, anything else? Hearing none, moving on. Consent agenda. Items A through C. We have disbursements and schedule and financial statement. And minutes of the October 14th meeting. Motion to approve the consent agenda.
I will make that motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'm second.
Is there any discussion on the motion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Department reports, planning and zoning.
All right, so the council action on the cup with conditions on page 8. We got together a week or so ago with he and everybody, and so I guess we just took a vote on what we were going to do with the building of the fourplex that was supposed to be a single family, and pass that along to the council to vote on if we want to go forward with that.
We are looking for a motion to approve.
Yeah, so I do that. Okay. So I need a motion to approve the action on the cup that we went over a couple weeks ago.
I will make a motion to approve the void conditional use permit for the housing development in the property located at 448 Elm Circle. He has gone through everything that it is that he needs to go through, and he's met all of the needs and requirements, from my understanding from our previous meeting, so I will make that motion.
Do we need to mention that the cease and order is also removed.
We'll approve them as presented.
Okay. All right. I'll second that.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passed. All right. Now, council action for resolution 2024-17 on pages 9 and 10.
I will make that motion to approve.
I just have a few questions, if you don't mind. Page 9 and 10 pertaining to this, have the verbiage that we went over from the last meeting, including the, where did I see it? Oh, yes, thank you, Tammy. So that is the clarification that we wanted to see in here, and I see that that's there, so I will second that.
Which one are we talking about?
Number 8.
Oh.
Which was added.
Those are the conditions that were mentioned in.
Right.
Okay.
So I will second that.
Any discussion? Everyone in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passed.
So now, given all of this, Tammy and I hate to put you on the spot or anything, but will Mr. Boyd have all of this information to like be able to go forward? Because I know we didn't kind of answer this much and everything.
I told him I would call him.
Okay, perfect.
All right, council review proposed changes to amend section X, enforcement of the land use ordinance, page 12. So once again, we can just vote on this, correct, Pam?
He had asked that you guys review this and then bring it back to the planning and zoning commission. The changes in red, review what he wants to add.
Okay. So are those different than what we've talked about already?
No, this was in our last P&Z meeting. So, okay, are we suggest that we do that? Is he not here today then?
Not today.
Yeah,
He couldn't make it today.
okay.
So if that's what we already asked, I think we should
Yeah.
send it back to the planning or something.
We just wanted any feedback.
Sure.
So should we still pass this now or wait? Or should we wait?
If he wants us to bring it back to him
Okay.
after discussion, I think that's what we should do, and then
Okay, then.
we have an answer, we'll bring it back.
Okay. So should we just wait on that for now? Nothing?
I think so. Just send it back to the planning.
Okay.
Can I say something? He brought this to the commission already. We wanted the council to look over it and then bring it back to, and make sure you don't have any questions about his changes. He was actually surprised there weren't any questions about the changes, like the fee,
He was surprised at what?
that there were no changes, that his were being accepted. So that just alerted me to the fact that maybe it
I
needs
see.
to be looked
This is
over.
where we talked about the fee being twice, where the other guy said it's up to 10 times at some cities.
Mm-hmm.
If we can, we're gonna look it over, but we're sending it back to planning or zoning.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the action we're gonna take.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we can discuss it.
Okay.
Haley's asking if we bring it back to planning and zoning.
But what you're saying is he expected us to already have that today, after having had the time to review it, he wanted us to make a decision today. And he was surprised that we didn't have anything to say about it now.
He was surprised that everybody's went for it at the last, at the planning and zoning meeting.
Sure. So would we be better off to just make a decision on this now? But I guess it's,
I just wanted to make sure everybody actually read it and
Yeah.
understood,
Right.
you know, what these changes were
Mhm.
before just adding it back to planning and zoning and have to keep going back and forth.
right, like it is for now.
Well, what do you guys feel about the 2 times? Maybe should that be a little higher, so it's more of a deterrent from not doing what you're not supposed to?
Well, my biggest thing is assess what the main sum of the problem was, and that a person who violates, fails to comply with, or assists, directs, or permits the violation of a performance standard required by this chapter must reimburse the city or its agents for the actual cost of the test measurements and other procedures necessary to demonstrate that violation. To me, that one sentence right there sums up the whole, and alleviates the whole issue that we had. So in my opinion, I guess that's why I didn't have anything to say or add to it, is because that one sentence alone is pretty much summarizing the issue at hand. And when it comes to Coyote and, you know, knowing what he's adding and what he's doing with his profession and adding all of these extra verbiages in here, it's not that we don't have anything to say or are going to pick apart what it is that he is saying. We're trusting what he's saying is what needs to be said. So I guess I'm not speaking for everybody, so forgive me if I am, but that's just the way that I think we're seeing it. So if he's disappointed in the fact that we don't have anything to say, we are kind of expecting him to come up with the correct things that need to be put in there for approval. And if we didn't come up with anything, then it must be fine.
I actually didn't mean to convey that he was disappointed. He thought he was asking for a lot and was surprised he didn't get any pushback.
Oh,
Well, I think we can review,
Sure.
and if we have questions, bring it up in
Yeah.
us planning commissions.
but that's what he wanted today, though, is from my understanding.
Well,
So like Tammy said, if he thinks that we're just batting it around and we're gonna be indecisive and we can't make a decision as a council, then I just, you know, it's just a thought, but I look at this and I'm liking what I see, or.
It was just for review, it wasn't for a vote.
Right, yep. So I can convey that to him privately as well. So now we're just gonna wait until our next P and Z to go over this again. Okay.
So really, this won't be taken care of until the next
Right.
council.
Right. Yep.
But I do think on the, what did it say, the amount of the 2 times thing, I think that should be higher. Because obviously it wasn't enough to keep this guy from saying, oh, I signed up for a single family, but I'm just going to build 4 fourplex.
I think there was a total miscommunication there between Haley and Mr. Floyd to begin with. But I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But I guess that's something.
And what you're talking about is right here.
Yep. Because like I said, even when we talked with the other guy here, he said some cities are 10 times as much. And I feel if you're trying to get a permit or whatever and trying to go by, if it isn't a big deal to cheat around it and it doesn't cost you much, sure.
Mhm.
That's just kind of my
Well, I somewhat agree with you there.
So, I don't know if
Do
that's.
it right the
something
first
we can
time,
take
so we
up.
don't have to get a hold of the attorney
Yeah.
and maybe avoid some of this.
Right.
Yeah. Well, something to consider.
All right, so I guess we will let that go until our next meeting.
Any more discussion?
Anybody else? Everybody good? All right. Council action to apply for Empowering Small Cities program.
I will make a motion to apply for Empowering Small Cities program. From what I understand, it's free to apply for, and we have until November 15th. So that's soon. And these are some of the things Tammy included for ideas, benchmarks, for thoughts and ideas when it comes to that application, which had, so do we present that to Coyote then for submission on by the 15th? Or is that something that we give to you?
So Coyote sent me that as a list of what other people have used, like other projects they've had researched, and asked me to hand it to you. I got it Friday. And yes, to answer your question, he's asking that you decide, the council decides whether we want to apply for the research program. And in order to apply by the 15th, we do have to have a project in mind. And there's not enough time for the council to decide that. So he's asking that you leave that up to the city staff to decide on. If you decide, yeah, we'll go ahead with the research project, the staff will decide what the project will be. Certainly you can each, email me
Is
with
the,
ideas.
sure, and I think that's a wonderful idea. Is the sign off here, is that already taken care of somewhere somehow? Or would that be like a part of, Oh, it will be. okay.
This is kind of what you guys had in mind too?
Maybe we can look at, maybe that's whatever we decide to do.
Well, if it's already included in a project, then
It's not designed yet, so you
So
could
we
decide what
can-
you want here and then make that conform to
To
Well,
answer
we-
your question, Dennis, the staff hasn't talked about it at all. We
Okay.
just
That
talked
was
about
my
this a few
question.
minutes ago.
Okay.
So, and I'll restart my motion again after the clarification here. So, once we approve the application process, then it's up to you guys to decide what that grant money would go towards for the
It's
project.
not a grant, it's a research project.
That's, sorry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are the committee.
Yes.
I guess so, yeah.
Once you talk about it.
Well, as long as you have time.
Right.
So again, I will make a motion to apply for Empowering Small Cities program.
Wait a second.
I will second.
Right, any discussion other than what we had? All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passed. Alright, so comments, concerns, or any other business brought forward by the P and Z. I believe that was all that I had. Anybody else?
I do. Mr. Boyd did give us a check for $526 to cover legal fees, and I'm not sure, because that's really not on the fee schedule, he just said, I'll just pay it. Do we need action to accept that money? Or do we want to just to cover ourselves in case?
I think we should make a motion to accept.
Okay. All right, do we have a motion to accept the fees from Mr. Boyd for the
That motion.
second?
I'll second that.
All right,
Thank you.
any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passed. That should be it for the P&Z.
Is it for P and Z then?
Yep.
Okay, moving on to the fire department business.
I just wanted to say in regard to Dennis being relatively new, I'll just speak for myself. I think you're doing a very good job on the P&Z with And the reason I say that is not just this, asking questions and making sure you know what you're asking for. So I think you're doing a great job.
Nice.
And I second that, under the guidance of Mr. O'Regan.
Yes.
He's
Nice to have a
really,
left-hand man.
yes, absolutely, it's nice to have you.
Hearing left.
So, Brad's not here obviously, but he did contact Steve and I, and he has interviews lined up this week, I believe. I don't want to look at my phone.
Wednesday, 4:30.
Well, thank you, Steve. This week, so, he has a handful of interviews, this week. So, that's all I can really say and know on behalf of the fire department.
And they're looking at hiring 2 people, I think?
I believe so. I know there's 2 interviews that day. So I don't know if there's more above and beyond that, but I know for sure that day has.
Okay. Anything else for the fire department? Hearing none, moving on. Police department business. Any comments or concerns or any other business for the police department? Hearing none, moving on. Public works business. Anything, Bruce? Anybody have anything for Bruce?
I do. And Jeanette, I just have a quick question on the min bid for the old truck. Have you guys posted that yet? Oh, okay.
You just finally got the stuff under your name.
Oh.
We gotta do it quick. Just
Sure. Sorry. I was just curious on that. Thank you, Bruce.
Anything else? Anybody? Moving on. Administration department business.
I would like council permission to pay the Delta dental invoices online by ACH transfer, because we get the bill like days before it's due. And if we can just pay it online, that would make things a lot easier.
So a motion to pay Delta dental invoices.
Absolutely. I'm going to make a motion to pay Delta dental invoices online.
I'll second that.
Maria, second. Is there any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Will that be from now on then? Yeah. So much easier. It's instant.
And then we did receive a check from Sourcewell for $2,000, the boost funds to cover the laptops for the council. So I need council action to accept that money.
I'll make
Looking for
that
a
motion.
motion to approve $2,000 from Sourcewell. Yes. Presented.
So I'll make that motion.
Do I
I'll
have a
second it.
Have a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
I put in the packet a policy I found on the computer for EFOBs, and Janae kind of went through it and included, for keys, she included it for key fobs as well. And I just wanted you to look it over and see if you have any changes before when we get the new keyless entry, we should have a system of tracking who has entrance to the building. I gave you a second sheet, which is the same policy, but I put in red some changes that I suggest making after I was looking it over. I guess Bruce looked it over a little bit too, and I came up with these changes together. Do you have that with the red?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So, if you want to look it over, if you haven't had a chance to look it over, if you have any changes or additions or anything,
Does
because
everybody
we
have
should have
time?
a policy in place.
Does everybody have time to look it over?
Yep.
Does
Yeah, I
everybody
just-
need more time?
I just have a quick question, Tammy. Under issuing the keys on number 3, is that will we issue keys or key fobs?
Well, there are things we issue keys for, like the pavilion. Is there anything else, Bruce, that,
No. Mainly pavilion, I guess.
But people who come in and use this space, is it a one-day code or is it an actual key we're giving them?
a one-day code? I believe it's a one day and the times.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think the thing in top says the term is interchangeable for fobs, keys, and anything, since we have to go for separate buildings.
Yeah. So we kind of have to go, okay.
Anything else? Looking for a motion to approve as presented.
Should change it to public works instead of maintenance.
Where's that?
Right on your first red line. Title's not maintenance.
Oh, okay.
Public works.
Who's a maintenance supervisor?
Very good. Motion to approve.
I think it looks great, Tammy. I will make a motion to approve this as it's written.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Tammy, do you have anything else for us?
I do. It was brought to my attention this morning that some residents on trash day are continually overloading their trash bins. And Long Prairie Sanitation sends us pictures, and says, please talk to them. It happens once in a while, but there are some residents that are doing it over and over. And so I'm wondering if we can take any steps to make them get a bigger trash bin. I mean, I don't know what needs to happen, if we need to amend an ordinance or make an ordinance, or if it's something we just want to discuss, think about and talk about later.
You mean for everybody?
No,
Anybody who is like abusing it, yeah.
there's a lot of people who also abuse it in the factor of putting garbage in their recycling bin. And I speak from experience because one of them happens to be my neighbor, and they will not pick up that recycling bin because there's clearly garbage on the top of it. So Long Prairie Sanitation will just actually leave it.
Right.
So then it puts them behind all the time, not Long Prairie Sanitation, the resident. So then what they're doing is they're stuffing their shed with garbage. And it becomes problematic at that point. So I think that implementing something or having that open for discussion, especially if Long Prairie Sanitation is taking pictures, they can't deny that they're not doing it. So therefore, we would have some clout to be like, well, you are, because here's the documentation, here's the date, here's the picture, or whatever. So we're gonna assign you this bigger garbage can, and I think it's like, what, $2 more a month?
It's like 10, I just got $5 or $10.
Sure.
Yeah, I upgraded and
Mhm.
it was wonderful. But I don't know if we can make someone upgrade them or not.
Well, if there's an ordinance.
I can look up this was just brought to my attention, so I didn't get into it. But if I can look at our ordinance that we have in place now and see if we can amend it. If you would like me to, and bring that to a future council meeting. We can also kind of start tracking, I don't know if Janae tracks or not, who's continually having a problem. Let's see. Like if we can set a certain number of times in a row, or, because from time to time, somebody does some spring cleaning.
Sure.
Whatever. But
Can we see what they, what they're,
So they want the top to be shut?
and this one happened to have a sheet rock and that kind of stuff.
Oh.
Construction, 2x4s.
I think I think it'd be good if you looked at our ordinance and see how we can take it.
Yeah, it's definitely, I'm surprised that it hasn't been brought to the attention previous to this, because it's been an ongoing problem for.
At some point, I think somebody's gonna have to talk with the individuals that are repeating and explain to them.
They are
First
actually
thing.
contacted every time.
Oh, by,
Jimmy,
oh,
she stays on top of
And
it.
it's definitely time to update the ordinance, I think.
so is it always kind of the same?
It just depends. Some people are chronic and
Okay.
some are.
Just here and there?
It's called I Don't Care. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's all for me.
That's all you know? Does anybody have anything for Ken?
Well, I will also say, because I did with Dennis, you're relatively new, and I mean it. I think you're doing a fantastic job. I mean, everything's so new.
Thank you. It is a lot to learn, but I'm enjoying it.
And when I sing, when you come in, here she is, I mean that.
All right, thank you, Steve.
I just brought real chocolate.
Appreciate that too.
You are, though, you're doing a fantastic job.
Anything else? Moving on, old business. Update on council laptops. Okay, we just did that, didn't we?
Well, sort of. So they are here, and now Janae's back, and she's in charge of getting them all. So we have to she has to get them all booted up and get the Microsoft Office on them, and get your email set up and everything. So she is working on that. So, they are here. She's on top of it.
And then as far as these are concerned, are we gonna hand these back in?
Did we decide that that's your choice? You can
Yeah, we
either
did.
Use them both or hand one in, yeah, so if you're not gonna use it, turn it in and she'll file it. And then we'll decide what to do with them.
Next, we need update on codification project.
So I got a call from American Legal Publishing. The codification project was something that was started quite a while ago, I believe over a year ago. And they just called to see where it's at, and that's when I kind of learned about what it is and what's going on. And so the stage it's at now is they did send us a manuscript of the code that's been updated, and staff went through it, and the whole thing is just full of Post-it notes and stuff. And so now I have to go through all of that and write the changes on a document they gave me and get it back to them. So I'm hoping to get that done soon, but there's a lot going on right now, elections and budget and stuff. But hopefully we can get that done soon. And since this project was started, we have had a few new ordinances, so I have to give them that, and that will add to the fee that whatever they quoted when they started this project. A lot of the notes were from Bruce and from Al, so I'm going to have to sit down with them and have them explain to me the meaning of some of their notes. So it's been picked back up.
Anything else on the codification project? Hearing none. Any other unfinished business we brought forward? Moving on, new business, proposed amendment to ordinance 179.
In the red is just wording that I'm proposing a change. Some of the council members have brought to my attention, about the fee, since we're having a second council meeting. It's 209, 179 is the one that 209 replaced.
Just on the agenda, it should be 209.
Two oh nine.
And just so you know, any changes that get made have to be done before election, which is next week. So this is our only chance to make these changes. And they won't go into effect until after the first of the year.
Can you remind me again, planning commissions, is that considered a special meeting or not?
There is an ordinance that planning commission gets paid
Okay.
$25
That's
per
it.
meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, so that won't change.
Okay. Motion to approve.
I will make a motion to approve this as it's written.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Any other new business? Hearing none. Open for public forum. Anybody from the public would like to speak? Hearing none. We're moving on. Next is council. Any council member who voice comments or concerns brought to them by residents or employees, as well as announce any awards or any special recognition of employees, residents, or community organizations. Anybody in the council have anything to say at this time?
Me, of course. I'm, yeah, you guys aren't surprised by that anymore, are you? So tomorrow I'm really excited and looking forward to our community outreach program meeting. It's our first one. So with that being said, I think once we see how the first one goes, that should be something that we, in the coming future, we might want to include getting the residents of the city involved in, just speculation. I mean, it's, nobody ever hardly comes to meetings. I don't know why they would want to come to a community outreach, but you know, people have really good ideas. So let's see how the first one goes tomorrow. And I'm just thinking that in the future we should try to get the community involved in the community outreach program. That's basically what I wanted to say. So it's just a thought, and that's it. Thank you.
Anybody else have anything? Moving on. Upcoming meetings and important dates. Election day is Tuesday, November 5th. Budget meeting is Thursday, November 7th, 3 p.m., City Hall. Veterans Day, Monday, November 11th. City offices are closed. Regular council meeting Wednesday, November 13th, 5:30 p.m. at City Hall. Planning and zoning meeting Monday, November 18th, 4 p.m., City Hall. Regular council meeting Monday, November 25th, 3 p.m., City Hall. Have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Fair say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
I just want to hold tight a second. I forgot to bring my paper for you to sign. So you have to dash off today to another meeting?
I've got a bit of a break. The next one's the
Okay.
7th.
When do you go tonight?
Years.